Welcome everyone, Crypto Rain back with you. I'm so pumped for this year and excited to be back with you. My desk trying to run away from me. All right, hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you had a good New Year. I did. I was out of state, had a good time with family, and I am back in the command center. So, let's talk about where we're at. There is a ton to be concerned with about 2021. If you thought 2020 was bad, just wait because this year is going to be absolutely terrible. And it's specifically going to be terrible for all of those that you tried to tell about Bitcoin and altcoins and they did not listen. They told you that you were dumb, they made fun of you, they gave you all kinds of advice that would lead you to some terrible, mediocre times and where you'd be left to only focus on politics like many of them because you didn't know where you were going, right? Well, that is not going to be us, and that is not going to be our year. So here's what I'm excited about. So historically, Bitcoin follows this 4-year cycle, and we are in the third year of this cycle, and the third year is historically the amazing cycle, the amazing part of this cycle. So you're already seeing some of this. Now, what in the heck is happening with Bitcoin? Well, if you ever wondered if institutional FOMO is a thing, yeah, you're seeing exactly that. So that's why Bitcoin has been like a rocket ship. You know, we should have had a pullback all the way to 20,000 by now. And if it happens, that would be just normal and not a bad sign at all. So what is really crazy is I don't think that's even going to happen. Let's take a look at this. So let's get our handy dandy chart out. This is absolutely crazy. So normally when you have this kind of run up, if we were to pull out our fib retracement, we would say, okay, all the way up there, and normally we would see some kind of pullback, at least to the 70, maybe the 78.6 or whatever, and we could actually take this even farther out and take it down to here even, and it would be normal for it to pull back maybe even all the way to the 78.6. And I mean, we had this little tiny pullback. I mean, look how pullback free this has been. Now, it doesn't guarantee that that won't happen. It would be totally normal for it to happen. What's crazy is it may not happen because what you're seeing right here is just, you're seeing firsthand what institutional FOMO does to the chart. And it's exciting, right? Because all those people that wouldn't listen to you about Bitcoin are now starting to ask you some questions, right? Some still won't. They still haven't caught on. But you know when they're going to be interested is when Bitcoin crosses over 100,000 or even 200 or 250,000. By then they've missed a lot of the gains. So probably on your mind, like my mind, I'm always thinking, so when alt season? Well, in some senses it's been here, but not in a major blast off to the moon sense. That is still coming. The major blast off won't happen or won't be likely until after Bitcoin has hit 200,000. Though by then some of the altcoins will have already seen some major gains, which is why I only have some of my money parked in Bitcoin, but I have a lot of on different altcoins already. Now, just like every video brief summary, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm making on my own choices. Please don't make your choices based off of mine. Do your own research so that you can make them and fully own whatever choices you do make, because I fully own whatever choices I make for myself. I am going to tell you what I'm excited about. So as for altcoins, well, some of you know some of the altcoins I'm already excited about. And there's some other ones I haven't talked about yet on the channel. So I'm going to talk specifically about 5 that I'm looking at and are going good. But if you doubt whether alt season has been going on at all, let's just look at 2 already that have had huge gains that, maybe these boats have already sailed or these ships have already sailed. The first one let's look at SNX. Synthetics. I mean, could have bought it in early 2020 for 71 cents. It's now trading over 980. That is over 10x gain already. And I totally missed the boat on this. I should have bought it. I did not buy any. And even on the retracement, I didn't buy any yet because other things came up. And it has actually been a rocket ship the last couple of days. Now, I usually don't buy things when I see huge green candles. So I just realized I missed that rocket ship. And I let that go right by. So, it was one even that you could buy on Uniswap even before it made the major exchanges like Binance. And I just missed that opportunity. So those of you wondering if alt season is here, not the major blast off one, but there have been some massive gains and some massive gainers. Another one I did not completely miss. I missed when I first learned about it. It's Celsius Network that has now climbed to 16th on CoinMarketCap, which is really impressive. When I first heard about this, it was trading at like 2.5 or 3 cents, and I totally missed the boat on getting it. I thought, wow, that sounds phenomenal. That's going to do really, really well. Yep, this is when I was learning about it. And I listened to Alex Mashinsky, who was the founder of it. Great guy, fantastic background, very articulate, great person explaining it. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely crazy. So, have you missed this boat? Yeah, you've missed this boat. I don't know where it's going to go from here, but when it's already number 16 on CoinMarketCap, and the market cap now is 2.4 billion. Could go to 24 billion. It could go to 240 billion. I don't know, but this CoinMarketCap is already so big. So yeah, I still have some investment there. I am not putting any of my new money or other money. I'm looking for good gainers. I'm not putting it in there. Now, it is really cool that it pays you if you have it staked on the Cell platform. It'll pay you interest on not just your Cell token, but on others. We'll talk about Celsius Network another time. It is a great thing. I'd love to have Alex Mashinsky on my show. Fantastic guy. Let's talk about these ones that the top 5 that I am excited about. This was just to show you there have already been some massive gainers. Well, the first one I would talk about, call me crazy, but this one is my wild card pick that I just can't stop checking, and that is Nex. I love this one, and, it hasn't done phenomenal so far. It's really just been hanging out there. Now, it's the Nash Exchange. They were going to call it, back when this launched, they were going to call it the Neon Exchange because they were tied to Neo. They since diversified off just being on the Neo chain, and which has brought them some of a pump. But if you look at this market cap, and what it is it's an exchange. It's a great working exchange. It's like a DeFi or decentralized exchange that has all the pluses of a centralized exchange and the speed, but all the security of a decentralized exchange. Now, the reason this hasn't really taken off is because the Securities and Exchange Commission hasn't come out after like Uniswap and other things. If they did and a few of the big exchanges got hacked, it would do a lot of things for this exchange because they have done everything they can do to jump through the Security and Exchange Commission's hoops, which has slowed them down tremendously from where they would be. So a lot of other exchanges haven't gone through those hoops, and so they've been able to grow much bigger, much faster. However, if the Securities and Exchange Commission starts coming after more of those exchanges, then people will start flooding into Nash. And so that will, let me just show you the exchange here. Now, I did do a video on Nash before, and you've probably seen it. So if not, you might want to check that out. I go more specifically into it. So one of the things holding them back is they really don't have all that many trading pairs. And so that definitely holds them back. I check this all the time to see how much trading volume is going on. On a daily basis, it has a couple million in trading volume. That used to be much lower. It's kept steadily growing. A lot of bigger traders, once they get their back-end stuff connected up to this, I can't think of what it's called right now, but basically so that they can exchange without having to interface with this directly, and their own interface works with it, which this is compatible for the big investors to do that, then they end up trading through this platform because the trades are very fast and the fees are low. And so I suspect a lot of this is driven, or part of this is driven by bigger traders doing that. As more get connected up, I think it's the IDX connected up, then they can make those trades with their own front end. And so it has that ability. Whether this is going to be a home run, it has the potential, mostly because the people driving this are really smart. They have a great background. They have been veterans in the cryptocurrency space. And their programming skills are very, very good. As to whether it will hit out of the park, I don't know. I mean, the main driving factor really comes down to the current market cap is only 10 million. And you can buy these coins, stake them, and get some rewards on those. And so, see, if they start picking up steam and it gets a lot of buzz and a hype, this at 100x is still only $1 billion market cap, which is really exciting to me. So a token price of 76 cents. It's been floating between 60 cents to $1.20. I bought a bunch more at like $1.10 recently, and it's since retraced some, which doesn't worry me. I'll probably pick up some more while it's cheap, because this is one of my top wildcard picks that I like. Might not ever go anywhere. I'm betting it will. All right. So what other ones? So one of my other big ones I really like is SXP. Don't know if you know SXP, but it is Swipe. So why do I like SXP? Well, this is one of the reasons I like SXP, is I like to see this type of stuff on something where I like the long-term fundamentals. So now Crypto.com has their own crypto card, right? So SXP was bought out by Binance to kind of be like their cryptocurrency credit card arm of Binance. Now, when that happened, it had this huge run up all the way up to here, and it has retraced tremendously since that run up. The other cool thing is you can take these, send them over to your MetaMask wallet, because they're ERC20 tokens, and you can stake them at a pretty good return on it. Now, I love to see this kind of stuff. And, I did not buy it here. I did buy on some of these retracements here, and then when it retraced down to here, I bought some more, and I just picked up a whole bunch right down here because I get excited about that. And then I just throw them in on their staking. If you just Google Swipe staking, there you go. It'll take you to the Swipe page where you can get to their staking wallet and you can stake them there. I might cover that another time. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It pays about, 5-10% interest. It's actually pretty high, and every day I just refresh it and I see how many more tokens it's given me. Pretty exciting stuff. Now, I love buying on these big retraces. I don't like chasing huge green candles. So as much as I love what's going on with Celsius Network and I love what's going on with Synthetics, I don't buy when it's already had this huge green candles, because these huge green candles are often followed by retracement. And this is textbook retracement. So big news. Binance bought them out, bam, had this big run up, retracement, then had, bam, this huge run up. That's also timed when DeFi was going crazy. And then it just kind of hasn't had any news. There's lots going on behind the scenes, but no news. And so it's just gone. So it's got this rounding bottom. And yeah, at this price, you're primed for some really, really, really good gains. Let's check out what it looks like here. SXP. All right, 161 on CoinGecko is its place. Since it's not CoinMarketCap, we can't say it's 161 on CoinMarketCap. Sometimes they use CoinMarketCap, sometimes CoinGecko. There's strengths to each of them. So the total market cap right now is just at 61 million. Let me show you where it went up to. So it went up to 430, and since it's retraced, lost 80% of that. So now it's at a steal of a deal. And this is when I really get excited about buying, because these are where your big gains are made. You go chasing huge green candles like this, you usually get wrecked. And the good thing is, I mean, the timing's not bad. That even if you bought here, with the coming things that are coming, likely it'll go way above that. But it's way better, wouldn't you agree, if you had bought here instead? So my door's popping open. Oh, okay. So my wife's calling me for dinner, so I'm go down once I finish this video. All right. So the next one I'm looking at, and you've been following it with me, some of you, is INJ. So let's just pull up the charts on that. Well, let's look at CoinGecko for that. Objective Protocol trading at 453. Now it did have a run up and then a retracement. Now it's a relatively new coin, right? So we don't have a huge bit of history on this. They're really actually trying to compete in the same place as Synthetix, which is going to, Synthetix is securities and a derivatives exchange, and basically creating derivatives off of real assets. Not too different than what the area that INJ is going for. INJ's got some momentum. They had some big announcements. They went all the way up. See if this is a little bit more accurate. And then it had some retracement. In fact, why don't we just pull it into here on TradingView, and let's go INJ Bitcoin. All right, so let's just chart this out, see what we're looking at. All right, so from there to there. All right, so we saw some gains from the bottom here, all the way up to here, and then had a retracement down to, below the 61.8, and then it's bounced off of that line. Will it keep retracing? I really couldn't tell you. Hopefully, actually, because I sold some as it got to some highs just to get my initial investment back out. I bought a bunch at $1.70, and once it had gone 2.5 times, I took some profits out to get my original investment back out in case there was a pullback. And unfortunately, I didn't know exactly where the top was going to be, so I think I was selling off here, and it went much higher, but you just never know where the top's going to be. And so it's had a retracement. I'm hoping for a bigger retracement because I'd like to stock up more on this. Let's look at, the market cap is just at 61 million. The total circulating supply, about only a fraction, 1/8 of the total circulating supply is actually out there. So if the total circulating supply was out there right now, the total market cap would be 450 million. Okay, but I think we went over in one of the previous videos the timeline of when that's coming out, and it's actually it's going to take years for all of those tokens or coins to be released, and so that's not going to happen for a long time. All that's in supply right now, I think, is about 16, 17, 18% of it, and so not bad for this price and that market cap. I think by the end of a year from now, about 30% of their total coin supply will have been released, if I'm remembering correctly. And so there's still plenty of room for this to grow. This is the kind of thing that could hit a market cap of $1 billion. It could hit 4 or 5 billion. It really depends on how well people start using their platform and how much adoption it gets. Could hit 10 billion, 20 billion. So just realize that, the total circulating supply of coins might be 25 million at the time. And so even if you figured this market cap went to, say, 3 billion, that's 50x from here. It's really going to be a 25x because the circulating supply is going to increase by double in that time frame. So 25x if it goes to 3 billion. If it goes to 6 billion, then that will be a 50x. My hope is that we get a really good blast off with altcoins and that some of them really get a lot of hype. And my hope is that this would go to 10 billion during that time frame before having a massive pullback. And so those are some really good gains. I mean, from here, that's over 100x. That's like 150x. Although factoring in that the circulating supply will increase, it'll be roughly 75x, which is pretty darn exciting. All right, on to the next one. So you've been following me. You know that I'm following this little guy, the little engine that could, and that's Populous, PPT. Exciting. It's actually had some really big gains. And one of the things that really is exciting about it is the trade volume. The trade volume is, I mean, even if you look at this 180-day chart, you see like no trade volume going on, and all of a sudden, bam, and bam, all this trading volume. And see, that often is like, think of a volcano before it erupts. You see all this magma start to come up, and you see some smoke, and you see activity going on. When I see a lot of activity like this, doesn't always lead to a massive explosion. What it means is somebody's buying a bunch, and people that have been holding for a long time, they're just getting scared. They're just dumping their tokens, and somebody's just scooping them up in massive volumes, which is exciting to me because I've been buying all down here for the last while. So I'm actually above everything that I've been buying at, which is exciting. And I'm excited to see where this goes. Now, if it gets crazy from here, it goes up to like $3, I'll probably take some profits. This is one of my ones that I'll probably hold into the massive blast off unless it goes to like $3. Then I'll get my initial investment back out and let the rest ride is probably the decision I'll make on this one. As to more about this, I mean, you can come to CoinGecko and go to their website, or you can go to look in my past videos where I talk a little bit more about what Populous is and what it's about. Let's go on to my fifth pick that I'm excited about, and that is Wanchain. So this is another one that the ICO came out in like 2018, and there was a lot of hype and excitement for Wanchain, which is really building some cross platforms, allowing different chains to be able to talk with each other. And there was a lot of hype, a really good team, and so there was a lot of capital investment from angel investors and other people funding this. And you know, initially when it came out, it did go all the way to like almost $10, and this is May 2018. So a lot of the cryptocurrency market was on a downturn during this time. And so when this came out, though, a lot of the hype and pent-up demand is what drove this up to $10. And then they really haven't had a lot of news since then because they've been building and developing. So this is kind of a very long bottom, but this is when a lot of the actual hard work of making it interoperable with other things goes on. And I see them in the news once in a while, like interacting with Chainlink and interacting with some other things, and none of that news has really pumped it, which is cool because it's allowed me just to accumulate more and more. I've been buying over the past 2.5 years. I didn't buy any at $10. I'm not excited on big green candles, but once it started falling under $2, I've been accumulating ever since then and just buying more, and then every once in a while buy some more. It's tradable on Binance. So it's easy to get a hold of, Binance, KuCoin. So some of the big markets there make it really easy to get. So, you know, it hasn't been added to Coinbase. If it ever does, that'll lead to a big pump. But, you know, right now the market cap's at 40 million. This is one that if it gets some good press and other things, I don't know why this couldn't, during the crazy market that we're going to see, hit a $4 to $40 billion market cap. Well, even at $4 billion from here, that's some huge gains. That's 100x. If it hits 40 billion, those are some crazy numbers. And so, you know, we don't know how this will play out. I don't know the team members personally, though I know that they're skilled and did a lot of research on them back in the days, literally 2.5 years ago. But just because it hasn't hit yet, this is when I like to buy things that I think have good potential before all the hype cycle has come. So that's why I'm excited about Wanchain. Hope that's helpful to all of you. I appreciate you joining me. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'll share with you my thoughts on what's going on in the market. I tend to be an analytical, and so I can be a little bit boring, I can be a little bit dry, but I like to think that I have good insight. I mean, you tell me. And if you have any comments, let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll try to respond to you. I've been a little bit slow on the comments just because I was out of town and on vacation with my family. I got back and responded to some comments I had missed. So yeah, I would love it if you liked the channel and told me what you're liking about the channel. It helps me decide to put more time into sharing with everyone else what my thoughts are, because really I'm a crypto investor. In general, I'm a real estate investor. Been doing a lot of real estate investing for 20 years, and really found out about cryptocurrency in 2017 and been investing in it since then, and following and learning and trying to grow myself, and really spent the last number of years really trying to get some depth in my understanding of what might do well and what might not for my own investing. And created this channel just to not only share with you my thoughts, but to have more of an ability to have great guests on and be able to ask them my thoughts directly. So as the channel grows, that's one of my biggest goals, is have some of the big people, like have the people that are behind Wanchain come on the channel and tell us what's going on. Having Alex Mashinsky from Celsius Network on the channel, and some of these other great guests, so that you can hear from them firsthand what they have going on behind the scenes, so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. Alright guys, with that said, hope you're having a great new year. Excited for what this year has to hold for myself and for all of you, because you're in the right place and the right time, it would seem to me. Thanks.